Hey everybody, welcome back to the WarbossFitz channel, and it is the end of and start to another month. So you know what that means? It's time for us to check out the work in progress challenge contenders. And because the first day of the month of October fell on a Tuesday, I don't have as much time as I normally would like to do this. You get to see OBS and just raw files here. So these are all of the people that took part in the contest this month. There are 23 entries into it, and we're going to go through in alphabetical order and look at some pictures. We're going to start off with Bacon 2112FX. Now for his entry, he did some sort of Bear Brothers. I'm not entirely sure, but they look awesome. Next we have Ben Likes Frogs. He had a couple of Shadowstalker big models and a unit of Shadowstalker hounds. He did them on his FDM printer, and for an FDM printer these came out pretty good. Those would pass the 3-foot rule for me. And those dogs came out great. He also did a unit of elementals. He threw that on his thread at the last minute. So there you go. Next we have Cademan. And he did an army of little gnomes. This is one of those armies that I love every time I see it. Couple of unit close-ups, and then there is the full army. I'm not sure what he's running them as. I don't know if they have their own army list yet in the community section. This is one of those armies that you think definitely should. Next we have Christopher of Pozan. He did some 6 or 8 millimeter orcs. So here we got a couple of work in production on the boys, and then there is the full army. Looking good. This is definitely a scale that I really enjoy. And even with his simple paint jobs here, the full army shot, they look amazing. Then we have Creaky Baby. We got a couple things from him. His first picture was this just looking like a mess. I remember the jokes where it was that, a butcher counter. Well, it turns out he was using the translucent red for demons, and they came out pretty good. And then he had a second entry that he put in a second thread. We're not going to count that as 2 entries. You only get 1. But he did some fleets. Next we go to Deadly Tofu. He did some undead, but the thing with his undead is he put them in swamps with cattails and tufts. This is one of those over-the-top army themes that I love. And he even did it with a unit of vampire knights, and I think that just looks amazing. Next is Face Eater 69. He says this is a unit of Havocs. And here is the full shot of everybody. A lot of people put in a lot of pictures, but just for speed and not having dead air, I only took 3, 4, 5 pictures out of each of the threads. But it's a very good looking war disciple, war demon army. Next is Foggy, coming in again with expansion to his alien hives war fleets and a nice looking Hydra there. It looks like he started upscaling some 10mm stuff to 15mm, and just to show you what that looks like, that is a Forest Dragon Dark Elf scaled up. Came out pretty good. And then this is the completed fleet of his alien hives. This is just more of what he did last month. So his alien hive fleet is probably going to be massive. Then we go to Giorgio, or G30RGI0. And he was working on some Beastmen Minotaurs. Here's the first group all finished. I especially like the crackle bases that he was put on there. And just blood-soaked Minotaurs. Then we have Gith. Here we got some Beastman werewolves. a whole army shot here, or a whole everything he did shot. An up armored Triceratops. And I'm not quite sure what these are, but the colors look great. Next we go to Gravity Dog. Here we got a couple things. Looks like he's got some Star Host geckos. I especially like the highlighting he did on the individual cells of the shields. And then green with the white armor is a very good contrast. And then also he threw a tank in there too. And then here was the work in production shots. Those got saved kind of backwards, but yes, we have the geckos and then the raw tank before paint. Next is James Gang Garage. And he started off pretty ambitious here. Look at all those rats. And also some turrets that he threw up there with some beastmen or gnolls he's working on in the background. I'm not sure where those come from, but I like them. And here we have some finished rats. Oh, and more turrets. And more finished rats. Next we have Joe Needs Coffee. I'll tell you, I need some coffee right now too. So he did a prime jump pack jetpack squad. And he did them in a tiger theme. And I like this shoulder pad and head combo. So there we go. Look at that. Just the patience to put all those tiger stripes on. That looks amazing. And here they are all finished up. Look at that big old eye on the shoulder pad. Phenomenal. I love seeing the stuff you guys come up with. Then we have Michael, the Casual Commander, doing a Plague Demon army. Here is starting group shot. First layer. Some more fun. And then here are the finished pieces. Instead of going for a straight green on the demons, he went for the decayed flesh color. I love it. Next one is Noah is Cool. So we have a Duchies army that he put together. And the metalwork on these is superb. Just really popping with that polished steel color. And then here at the end, he put together a little Age of Fantasy skirmish box. 250 points of Chivalrous Kingdoms, all fit in a little box. Next we have Paul and Sarah from Tabletop Date Night. We have a Grimdark Elf team getting started here. And then just an entire plate full of zombies. There's the work of production on the zombies and the elf firefight team. A close-up of the zombie here, and then the shambling horde. Great looking stuff. And if you haven't subscribed to him already, go check out Tabletop Date Night and watch Paul's wife whip him on the tabletop. Next we have Rigor Mortis, and he did a Shadow Stalker force. There was no full picture, but we have pictures of the individual units. We got a Hound. Not quite sure what this one is. It's one of the elite ones. Unit of 3, another Hound, unit of 3, and then a character. Next we have Seta Dragon. And this month he did a very bat-focused undead army. And he gave us some good work and production pictures here. Here's first color pass, second color pass, and full layout. Look at all those bat wings. Next one is Skull Skeletor. And he put forward a very professional looking Comstar Battletech army. And that's something else for these contests. It doesn't have to be one-page rules related. You can just show us what you're working on. And in this case, I'm very happy he did, because these look great, and Battletech, I haven't played it in a while, but it's something I do want to get back to eventually. Bonus points because he did do my favorite mech right here, the Black Knight. Next we have that guy. He ended up getting his hands on a whole bunch of Horus Heresy Legionnaires that he's going to convert into Battle Brothers. So there's the full pre-shot. Oh, and also he did some Tyranids for the alien hives. There's a unit of those. Showing off his color shift paint over here. Here we got one force. 3 more of the forces. And here they are just laid out a little bit so you can see all their faces. Now we have that guy Matt. He was doing orcs, so here is the pre-shot. Close up on those units back there. Dry brushing step. And then here is everybody laid out. And a close up on his characters over here. Those all came out pretty darn good. And I hope to see more orcs from you in Orktober. Next one is Timothy. Here we got some Saurians, fantasy ones, got some Gators, Saurian warriors. Then we got the narrative characters and one of the big fat frogs. And then here we have the finished shot. Those came out pretty good. And then finally our last entry is Warstork. And he did a Dragon Trapper's Lodge Wood Elf force. I'm not sure what exactly these are as far as army, but you can see here we're doing the wood. There's a close-up on 3 of those guys. 3 more, and then owl bears. Usually not the version you see of an owl bear. This is owl bears the other direction. And then the full shot with his forest dragon back here. So that is all of the entries for this month. And what I've done, I put everybody on a wheel. Everybody here in alphabetical order, and we're going to shuffle a few times. So here we go. Paul and Sarah from Tabletop Date Night have won. So, you guys are going to get my DM, and we're going to talk about what I can do for you. So that will do it for the month of September. Thank you everybody who participated. It was great fun always seeing your work in production. This whole contest, it's not about who has the best stuff at the end of the month. It's just about you getting out there and putting in the hobby effort. And so as of right now, the October entries are open. Down in the description there will be a link to the channel Discord, and on this Discord you're going to want to go down here to the monthly painting challenge, and then we're going to make a thread for everybody like Joe Needs Coffee has already done, and he's already put forward what he's going to be doing for this month. And this is an amazing behemoth of a model. It looks like he took a Gundam, slapped some parts on it, and then he's already started painting. So once again, thanks to everybody who participated in the contest. That's going to do it for me for tonight. I hope you guys are having a whole bunch of fun playing OPR wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.